What is Platonism? Platonism is the philosophical view that abstract objects exist. An abstract object is defined as something that is non-spatial, not located in or extended through space, non-temporal, not situated in time, non-physical, not made of matter, non-mental, not a mind, idea, or disembodied soul, and non-causal, it does not cause anything. It's worth noting that there is no universal agreement on the exact definition of abstract object. Some philosophers propose modifying or removing parts of the definition, for instance, allowing abstract objects to have causal powers. Broadening the definition brings more theories under the Platonist umbrella. However, for clarity, we will use the stricter definition. Abstract objects are non-physical, non-mental, non-spatial, non-temporal, and causally inert. Clarifying abstract objects with example as the concept of an abstract object can be confusing at first. Since much of the definition revolves around what these objects are not, it can be hard to grasp what they are. Let's clarify this by looking at examples. Consider the sentence, 3 is a prime number. This statement seems to say something about a specific object, namely, the number 3. Just as the sentence the moon is round says something about the moon, 3 is prime appears to say something about the number 3. But what is the number 3? Different philosophical views answer this in different ways, but the Platonist view is that 3 is an abstract object. On this view, the number 3 is a real and objective entity that exists independently of human thought, just like the moon. However, unlike the moon, 3 is not a physical object. It is completely non-physical, non-mental, non-causal, and it exists outside space and time. Metaphorically, people say that numbers exist in the Platonic realm, but this does not mean they occupy a physical place. The point is that, according to Platonism, numbers exist but not in space or in time. Properties as abstract objects. Many philosophers extend Platonism to include properties. Take, for example, the property of being red, according to Platonism. The property of redness exists independently of any red object. Red balls, red houses, and red shirts exist in the physical world, but redness itself also exists, and it is an abstract object. In this view, physical red things instantiate or exemplify the abstract property of redness. The same idea applies to other properties. Beyond beautiful things, there is beauty itself. Beyond all tigers, there is the property of being a tiger. In fact, even if no physical objects currently instantiate a property, Platonists usually maintain that the property still exists. For instance, there may not be any 400-story buildings. But Platonism holds that the property of being a 400-story building exists nonetheless. Like redness, it exists beyond space and time. The only difference is that one of these properties is instantiated in our world, and the other is not. Universals and particulars. Platonism often describe properties as a kind of universal entities that can be shared or instantiated by multiple things. A red ball in a garage in Buffalo is a particular object, but redness is something shared by countless red things across the world. That's why Platonists consider redness a universal and red objects particular, and it's not just properties. According to Platonism, relations are also universals. For example, take the relation north of. This relation applies to pairs of locations, San Francisco, Los Angeles, or Edinburgh, London, but it doesn't apply in reverse. Because the order matters, philosophers describe it as a two-place universal. There are also three-place relations, like the relation gave, which involves a giver, a recipient, and a gift. For example, Jane gave a present to Tim. Relations of 4 places or more also exist and are treated as higher-order universals. Propositions as abstract objects. Another category often included under Platonism is that of propositions. A proposition can be thought of as the meaning of a sentence or the content expressed when a sentence is used. For example, both the English sentence snow is white and the German sentence Schnee ist weiß express the same proposition, that snow is white. There are various Platonist theories of propositions. Some, like Frege, claim that propositions are made up of the senses of words. Others, like Russell, have claimed that propositions are composed of objects, properties, and relations. So in Russell's view, the proposition Mars is red includes the planet Mars and the property of redness. Although this might seem like a mixture of the abstract and the concrete, such propositions are often still categorized as abstract. Objects, perhaps a better term for these cases would be hybrid objects, since they include both abstract and concrete components. A similar issue arises with impure sets, such as the set containing Mars and Jupiter. While the set includes physical entities, it is still considered abstract. For precision, we might call these impure abstract objects, but for the purposes of this discussion, we will focus on pure abstract objects, those that are entirely non-physical and non-temporal, beyond numbers, properties, and propositions. Numbers, properties, relations, and propositions aren't the only candidates for abstract object status. Platonists have also applied their view to linguistic entities like sentences or types of expressions, possible worlds, logical entities, and fictional characters such as Sherlock Holmes. Importantly, someone can be a Platonist about some of these categories without being one about others. For instance, a person might accept the abstract existence of numbers and propositions, but reject that of fictional characters or linguistic expressions. Why believe in abstract objects? Platonism is a controversial view many philosophers reject the existence of abstract objects entirely. However, Platonists argue that there are compelling reasons to believe in things like numbers, properties, and propositions, and the only coherent explanation of their nature is to treat them as abstract entities. Alternatives to Platonism exist and will be explored in later sections. But according to Platonists, none of these alternatives adequately account for the existence and nature of such entities.